So, do you feel that the stuff around you, all of the possessions, are draining your energy at this point? Yeah, many people are in that same boat. The extreme minimalism movement going full force right now. We've been programmed to buy, 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 buy. Hit the credit card, pay now, buy, or buy now, pay later, things of that nature. It's time to take control of your life. Stop thinking that these things are going to make your life any better. Less clutter, less stress. This is what the world is coming to right now. I just made a video. If you could check it out, there is living with 100 possessions or less. So the reason I made that video is now that I'm getting older, I don't need as much stuff as when you were a kid. You thought to yourself, oh, you want a rocket ship, a Ferrari, all this stuff because you had your Hot Wheels and all these models around your house. This is not something that you need when you get older. The time to declutter is now. I've figured out that every time you get online, the ads are coming up. Purchase this, buy now. No, less of this overconsumption. I had it where now I prioritize experiences over things. So taking trips, that way I can have it where instead of buying all this junk online, you save the money, turn it towards these experiences that are going to have it where they last an entire lifetime. I went to Colombia, Brazil. The next trip I want to take is to Buenos Aires, Argentina. So when you go on these trips, that's very simple. You get the clothes that you need, the toiletries, nothing much else. That way, once you get onto the airport, go right through security. Don't have to worry about all this junk that you have that you're like, oh my god, did I leave this? Did I? No, you might have a little carry-on with a few things or a backpack with a few things. It makes life so much easier in the long run. When you wake up and look around the house to see, why did I buy this? Never even used this. What, that's money that was just thrown into the trash right there, especially when I spoke in the last video about the 100 possessions. When you buy all these clothes, throw them in the closet, they still have the tags on them. There's no use for these clothes besides maybe just giving them away. So all that has just been money that's wasted. I mean, how do you feel every time you see something in your house that you've never even used? That it hurts me just to see things that are like in the box still, to think, oh my god, I thought I was going to use this, didn't even use it once. It could be 50 bucks, 150 bucks, whatever it is. You know, you got to prioritize what it is that you really need in your life. I really only have it where it's like the computer, car, phone. I have a few guitars and some clothes. Really, that's all you need. Much more than that, I mean, it's really just a bunch of fluff at the end of the day. These are basically they're examples I'm telling you, but I'll tell you a story of what happened to me. So a few years ago during COVID, walking around the house because everybody was inside, you just sit there and think, what did I get this for? Or you start having it where you're bored around the house and say, hey, let me clean the house a little bit to see what is it that, I can get rid of. You start opening up cabinets and drawers of things and decluttering. You're like, oh my gosh, I've had this for 5 years or 6 years and it's all dusty. It's like, well, someone could use this and I'll give this away. It just hurts because you're thinking how much money that was spent on all of this stuff. Get rid of it. This is something to say, do you get joy out of whatever possessions you're buying, or is this just to fill in some void that you're needing to fill that's going to last for like a day or a week and then just go back to where you were before? That's the biggest thing right now. People are going into such credit card debt. As I was mentioning in the other video, for these holidays, Black Friday is going to be coming up. Many people already know they can't afford the stuff, will still go into further debt to buy the things. What are you doing? This isn't the time to be doing that kind of stuff, especially now with inflation. Prices of groceries have gone up, gas. Start thinking of the long term, because when an emergency comes up, you have that extra cash on the side because you didn't buy this other stuff. That's another thing that relieves stress. You have a pile of cash. Now, sometimes people have spending problems. I can't help with that. It all comes down to the personal habits of how the spending is being, utilized by each individual. So if it is like, oh, I'll get to that. That's tomorrow's problem. There's people like that think, oh, it'll all work itself out. Which, with these credit cards, when you have like 29% APR interest on it, people are making minimum payments. It's like, if you really think about what a minimum payment is, just like a student loan, and they go, oh, I'm just going to make it the minimum. You're not even going for the principal, it's the interest. So, to give you kind of a food analogy, it's like putting on the icing on a cupcake and you're just scraping off the icing, putting on more icing, and then scraping it off. You're not even getting to the cupcake itself, which is the principle. And I talk to people. You say, hey, what have you been? Because we talk about the minimalization of life. My friends and just people in passing that are older talking about they wish they never had so much stuff in their house, that now what are they going to do with it because nobody wants it. It's very true. If someone passes away that's an older relative, they came from a different era to say, look at all these possessions in my house. They have bookshelves of just tchotchke on the wall. They have all these, just whatever from their travels. It's like, what is this? So once they pass away, who do you think is going to be having to get rid of that stuff? You or somebody else. So it's a very stressful thing, because now once you have a life where you walk outside, you're not hypnotized by all of the advertisements, billboards, and things like that to say you need this or your life will be incomplete. Start seeing how long you can go without, buying these kinds of purchases that you were used to impulse buying. Think to yourself, well, let me look at my account. Wow, I have a lot of extra money in there, not to buy more stuff, but just as a reminder to say, look at how much I saved. Because sometimes people go, well, I deserve a treat. I've been, holding it back for the amount being spent. No, no, no. Keep that money. Right now, with inflation being so high, there's so many things out there that could go haywire that cost way more than it did 4 years ago. These are factors that are just life. United States as a whole is dealing with the inflation factor. So get smart. Don't be that person that's just filled with boxes of junk all over the place, thinking to yourself, well, I have no money to pay my bills. Then you're getting evicted from your place. It's like, this was completely done by yourself. It's man-made. Don't do that. And now the overconsumption, I feel, is more out of control than ever with the buy now, pay later, since you're not feeling that hit to say, oh, the pending transaction. It's like, oh no, you can just pay it in a year. No one's even factoring how much that item actually cost after the interest is on there. It's like, you just paid more than what you thought it was. It's like, dude. So, extreme minimalism is a new lifestyle that I've taken on. I feel like you should take on. If you have anything that maybe you're started this journey already, comment in the section below there. What was the first thing that you got rid of that made a world of difference to say, wow, I feel a little bit lighter, can walk around. Let me do a little bit more of this. What can I give away? Da, 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 da. You're going to start feeling better. When you wake up, you're going to say, wow, I feel like rejuvenated and energized, not just like draining where it's just every single day. It's like, I'll get to it. Someone, will get it someday. I just want to have it right now because I might need it. Just like cable wires. There's so many things that are in the drawers that are the junk drawer. You have probably more than one junk drawer. If you started opening that up and saying, what is this? Dusty thumbtacks. It's like, start organizing. That way, it's like, okay, why even have to worry about going to buy more stuff sometimes, because you're like, wow, I didn't even know I had this. So you're spending on stuff that's buried, in a closet somewhere, which you're now double, triple buying. You're thinking to yourself, oh, I now saved myself some money to see all the things that were right here next to me that I thought I just had to keep repeat buying. So make it a priority to clean the house. Make a mental note to say, I want to feel better about myself, not bogged down by the stuff. So really just figure what it is in the ongoing years that you really need to make your operation go, and just keep it as slim as possible. Trust me, it's going to make your life so much better. I have no regrets on doing the extreme minimalization journey for myself. And like I said, I'd love to hear the community talk about some of the first things that you got rid of, and have other people even comment to say, hey, maybe I should think about that also. So glad that you guys made it this far here. If you guys are going to be sticking around for more videos like this, love to have it where you hit the like button. It's going to help me out. I'm starting off on YouTube, so this gets promoted to more people. And hit that subscribe button. I look forward to be able to helping you out in many different topics here at the observation station. Appreciate you sticking around this long. Thank you. Have an awesome day.